Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Singer Dad Reacts. My name is Josh, and I've been away for a while. I've had a lot going on, of course, with the holidays and um, getting some things taken care of with like my studio. So I have like a new green screen here. I'm trying to kind of work through some of the settings for that. So hopefully everything looks clear. Looks. I think there's something on my shoulder or something like that. A little bit of fuzziness there. So I'm trying to work through some of that, but. Um, I also got some new headphones, so hopefully those work well. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday, wonderful Christmas, and had quality time with your families. Um, I've had a lot of people come through and comment on my Disturbed reactions, and some recommendations came through, one of which was to react to the song Hold On to Memories. A lot of you said that this song is more kind of in my wheelhouse and less from the heavy metal side of what Disturbed does, and I'll probably enjoy it more. So, as I do, for those of you that are new to my channel, as I do, I went and researched a little bit about this song. It looks like David Draymond mentioned in an interview that he, the inspiration for this song came when certain colleagues and rock stars of his passed on, and also his grandmother when she passed away. So that's kind of where the the inklings of this song kind of came from. So, for those of you new to my channel, what I do with my reactions is I start off with going through the lyrics and talking about what the message could be for the song and the story behind it, and what the feeling is behind it, from what I can tell. And then I go into the reaction. So if you're not into the lyrics part of my reaction, I put chapters in my YouTube videos, so feel free to just skip ahead um, if you want to skip it. So with that, for those of you interested, the song again is Hold On to Memories. Songwriters are David Draymond, Mike Wengrind, Dan Donegan, Kevin Churko, and the lyrics are, listen, everyone, the time will come when all of us say goodbye. Feel that aching in your heart, leaving you broken inside, but we're never really gone. As long as there's a memory in your mind, so now go do the best things in life. Take a bite of this world while you can. Make the most of the rest of your life. Make a ride of this world while you can. Take the ones you love and hold them close, because there is little time. And don't let it break your heart. I know it feels hopeless sometimes, but they're never really gone as long as there's a memory in your mind. So now go do the best things in life. Take a bite of this world while you can. So it looks like it repeats the chorus here. Make the most of the rest of your life. Make a ride of this world while you can. Hold on to memories. Hold on to every moment to keep them alive. The world's greatest tragedy. Souls who are not remembered cannot survive. So now go do the best things in life. Bring the fight to this world while you can. Make the most of the rest of your life. Shine your light on this world while you can, and hold on to memories. Hold on to every moment to keep them alive. And it repeats. The world's greatest tragedy, souls who are not remembered cannot survive. So it's pretty straightforward, but I love the message behind it. The fact that it's like, make the most of your life. Go out and do the best things you can. Take a bite out of this world. Make a ride of this world. It's an interesting analogy to compare it to a ride. Hold on to every moment. Souls who are not remembered. So it tells me that you should love those around you and help anyone you can, and make the most of each of your days, and have fun when you can, and just make the most of each moment. And that's that's awesome. That's the way that I feel about life as well, and what I've always taught my kids about life and how to approach life and each day, as if it's a new day and you can accomplish great things and there are no limits to what you can accomplish. I always told them when they were young, don't use the word can't, because you're limiting yourself. And the people who have accomplished their dreams and really, have done amazing things in this world are the people that don't limit themselves, and they stretch and dream and really go out and do amazing things and accomplish beyond what they would have thought might be their potential initially. So this is awesome. I love the lyrics. Looking forward to hearing David Draiman again. I loved both renditions that I reacted to of The Sound of Silence. They're both great in their own right. I don't have a favorite between the two because they're both kind of different and are great in their own way. But I did look, and it looks like the music video for this song has like a lot more views than any of the live versions that I saw. So that's the one I'm going to be reacting to today. So hopefully that's the right version. It's gone both ways for me, where I react to the live version and people say, no, you need to see the music video for certain reactions. And then it happens the other way around sometimes. So this is the right one. If you are new to my channel, or if you haven't already, if you could please subscribe and click on the notification bell to receive more notifications of my reactions. I'm going to be back on track now that I've got my studio back online, and I've also been sick recently. I'm still kind of recovering from that. I had a cold, and so I couldn't really do a reaction because I couldn't speak very well for a while there. So hopefully my voice is clear and not too foggy. But I'm going to be doing more reactions going forward. I'm going to film 2 today, post those this week, and then try to do more this weekend and kind of just get more on a regular schedule with my posts to my channel. So thank you for all those that have held strong and have been patient waiting for reactions from me. And as I always say, be sure to let me know in the comments what you really are dying to see me react to, and I'll definitely factor that in as I choose what's coming. So thanks again. This looks like a family setting here, possibly during a holiday or something. Oh, that's cool. I like the acoustic.
Listen, everyone, the time come when all of us say goodbye. Feel that aching in your heart, leaving you broken inside.
This is grand.
But we're never really gone, as long as there's a memory in your mind. So now go do the best things in life. Take a bite of this world while you can. Make the most of the rest of your life.
So I try not to stop it too much with songs. I know some of the people have commented about, I'll listen to the full song. Hopefully you're listening, because I've said this in other videos, but what people need to understand is on YouTube, you can't do that. So especially on Disturbed videos, like if I was to just let this play all the way through, for instance, and then react at the very end after I've listened to the entire song, then you would never see it, most likely, because that entire video would be blocked by YouTube. And you can understand, actually, if you think about it, why that's the case, because they're getting revenue and exposure from the music video of itself on YouTube. So if there's a replacement for that, where someone can just come to my channel and watch the entire video all the way through, then it's pulling away people from watching the video on what they've posted and giving them, that. So you can kind of see why they would do that and why they would block someone that just plays it all the way through. So because of the algorithms that YouTube has and what I've experienced in the 2.5 years or so since I've had my channel, I can tell you that one of the reasons that I don't get a lot of mine blocked is because I do kind of periodically stop and I try to make those pauses meaningful and filled with analysis and something that stood out to me in the performance. Anyway, so David's voice is very clear and his tone is very rich. Several of you commented, of course, on some of the reactions I've had that he has bel canto training and classical type training, and I believe that given the tone of his sound and the way he kind of there was one part in there where he flipped up into his head voice on one of the phrases, and it was fairly seamless. So things like that, and the way you kind of see the singer form, the vowels and all of that can key in on the fact that they may have been classically trained. So he's really good. And this song I can already tell is going to be touching and from his heart. And those are my favorite types of songs. So let me go back a little bit here so I don't miss anything. This whole kind of family element with them, painting stuff and writing on these masks and kind of personalizing everything. It really done with my children. I have 4 boys from 17 to 23, and it reminds me of some of those activities I've had with them, as they've grown up and stuff like that. And even recently with some of the traditions we have, during the holidays and everything.
Take a bite of this world while you can.
See how open he is? That's classical training. Oh, they're painting in there. Take the ones you love and hold them close because there is little time. And don't let it break your heart. I know it feels so blessed sometimes, but they're never really gone as long as there's a memory. This stuff gets all over. Cool harmonies. Take a bite of this world while you can. Make the most of the rest of your life. Make a ride of this world while you can. Get how the child is on the table, like dropping the glitter onto the mask. That's awesome. Wholesome video, and that's the thing I love about kind of getting a sneak peek into like an artist's heart, when they create something like this. When you see someone like him where he's doing this heavy metal and stuff like that all the time, you might judge him or the band a certain way, but all of these performers and artists, they have this family life. They have these moments just like we do, with their children and their loved ones, and most of them are, just outstanding people and outstanding parents, and they're just doing the same thing we are, trying to be the best they can, trying to be the best parents, and giving their kids and their family members moments like this together. I love this. This is awesome. Of the rest of your life, make a ride of this world while you can, and hold on to memories, hold on to every moment to keep them alive. love how the Graham mask is like kind of front and center and kind of a focus for this video. Just like I said at the beginning, and that was one of the inspirations he had for writing this song, and you can kind of see that with how they're kind of showcasing this particular mask. Yeah, I can tell like with this song that the vocals that he's doing on this song are effortless for him. He's not even really like testing the limits of his voice on this song. And that's not what it's about for him, really. He's not trying to like, wail and do, crazy vocals and, anything like that with this song. It's more kind of like, almost kind of a lullaby type song, what it makes me think of. Where it's just more kind of a ballad and, more of something like that. So, but look, he's in a great stance. He's kind of opened himself up. His mouth's nice and open. He's got instincts and techniques, for sure. The resonance there. Yeah. I love all the guitar work in this. It's awesome. That's cool with the flowers. I wonder if these are all like actual family members or people he knows. If you guys can comment on that, that'd be great. These are people that are friends or relatives of the band members or anything. Oh, they're putting them on now. I love that with the butterfly right there. I wonder if there's some symbolism to that, kind of having her placed on the top of this hill or this mountain here. I know in the group there was a ton of imagery and symbolism with the way they did their Sound of Silence music video. So I'm wondering if there was some thought behind. I think, is this the one that has the Graham mask? I'm not sure. I can't remember if she's the one with that particular mask, but I'm just curious if there's some reason she's on top of this mountain. Sorry, I paused in an odd spot here. I'll rewind it so we don't miss anything. The other thing that's really crisp is the harmonies. And maybe you guys can comment on that, if that's him kind of doubling his voice, or if it's the guy that I saw playing the acoustic guitar. It looked like he was singing along with them as well. So maybe he's doing the harmonies. Whoever's doing it, it's like really precise, and their blend is great between the voices. That sounds really good. You can see that he's feeling it. And there's Graham. Each of them has a different name. I wonder if it's someone they're trying to remember. Someone that, yeah. That's something that just came to me, that the names on the masks, they're kind of a tribute mask, basically, where the person is remembering, and they're trying to make it like, make the mask personalized to that person. So putting their colors on there and something they would really love, like with the flowers and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that's kind of the premise behind the masks, and why they're doing them that way and everything, and why they have, like, some of the boys have, someone else's name entirely on there and things like that. So that's my thought around that. You guys can let me know in the comments. I think it's pretty much over here. Yeah, so that was a great song, and I can see why you guys thought that I would enjoy that song, because it is definitely right up my alley. Um, I do like, I mentioned it before, I do like some of the hard stuff. I'm not, some of you might think, oh, I don't really care for like hard rock type stuff, but I do actually enjoy some hard rock. I'm not into metal per se. So like hard rock's one thing, but heavy metal is kind of a little bit like the Metallica type stuff. I'm not really as into that, where there's a lot of screaming and stuff. But like hard rock, I mean, when I was a teenager and stuff like that, I listened to like Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, AC/DC, Scorpions, those types of bands. So, um, I'm not opposed to that type of music. And I do like Nightwish a lot. I have several reactions to them on my channel. But this was definitely a beautiful song, and right from his heart, you could tell that it meant a lot to him as he was kind of singing through it. Um, and I think that's great, that he as an artist took the time to write something from his heart, that was kind of in a different vein from what he normally does. And he added like the acoustic element, which made it even more kind of, a softer, more of a ballad, like I said, lullaby type song. So I'm sure his grandmother really appreciated it and loved it, and looked down on him with joy at what he created. And I loved how he involved this kind of family element, and this kind of, them, each person creating something personalized. That ties in with the lyrics very well also, because he talks about people that really are remembered, and that's what matters. The people that have made a difference in the lives of others, and the fact that they're remembered, kind of defines them and their soul, and things like that. So obviously the people that they're making masks for meant something to them and had some type of impression on them, and they're trying to, create this for them as a way of remembering them. My grandmother passed away unexpectedly several years ago, and it was hard. It was very hard. It wasn't like she was sick over time and then passed away, as happens with a lot of people that are a little bit older. But so that made it harder, I think, because there wasn't like the feeling of closure or a sense that we were able to say goodbye or anything like that. But because of my beliefs, I'm able to be comforted in believing that, I'll see her again someday and be reunited. And I think that's important as well in dealing with remembering and dealing with the loss of a loved one. So I hope that this video finds all of you in a good place in your lives, and that you're happy, and you're excited for the new year and the great things to come. Thanks again for your support. I'll end my reaction the same way I do with all my reactions, by saying to you that I genuinely hope that each of you knows that you are special, you are loved, and you can accomplish your dreams. And I hope that you know that, and that you have people around you each day that remind you of that, and you're making memories with those that you love, and creating new friendships and making a difference in the lives of others. So again, thank you and take care.